The void type has special meaning in C++. It's used to specify lack of value for function parameters and function returns. Here I have a working copy of voidtype.cpp from Chapter 5 of the exercise files. You notice that this function has a return type of void. This means that the function cannot return a value, and in fact, no return statement is required. If I did have a return statement, it would simply be return like this without a value. If I try to return a value, that would be an error because this function does not return a value. Void function should not return a value. On the other hand, if this were declared as something other than void, then that would represent an error because control reaches end of non-void function. There needs to be a return statement that returns a value. The void type as the parameter type, that's this one here, means that the function does not take any arguments. Now, this is one of the few significant differences from C. This actually means something slightly different than it does in C. In C, the single void type in the argument list means the function takes no arguments, but for a different reason. In C, a function with no arguments at all, like this, does not mean that the function takes no arguments. And so the void type in C is actually required here in order to say this function actually doesn't take any arguments. In C++, a function declaration with no arguments like this does actually mean that the function takes no arguments. And you'll more often see it done like this, whereas the void here is allowed just for compatibility with C. But you'll more often see it without the void at all. And so I'll just go ahead and remove that because we're writing C++. So now obviously when I build and run, this is very simple and you see that it works. While void is syntactically a type, it's only used in these special circumstances. Its value as a return type or as a parameter type is to enforce a rule preventing use where a value would otherwise be expected.